This woman live in a house with a man. She decides that she going out. But guess what? She went out with her friends or wherever she went, because apparently the man, like, he wasn't too sure where she went. But she went out the day before, the night before, and she never came back to the house. Didn't call the man, nothing. She showed up the next morning at 7 a.m. When she comes back now and she put the key in the door, it wouldn't open. You don't understand what's going on, right? She had to end up ringing the bell. So when she rang the bell now, the man comes to the door and she's like, why isn't my key working? And he said, you don't know why your key is not working? No. He said, because I changed the locks. Then she's like, why you change the locks for? He said, this is my house. She said, no, it's our house. He said, really? Well, apparently it haven't been your house in the last how many hours. He told her that she's been gone. So because she didn't come back home the nighttime, he decided to call a locksmith or whatever the heck he did. And he changed the locks to the door, right, in the house. She can't get in. So she's like, okay, so you changed the locks because I didn't come back? He go like, yes, because you apparently don't live at this house. You can't be in a relationship with somebody and just go about your business. Don't come back the night. Don't call. Don't text. Nothing. And you think that you can just walk up in my house when you feel like? So she's like, you do it all the time. You go out with your friends as well and hang out for hours and don't come back. He said, but that's different. I don't go and stay till the next morning and come in the house like nothing. You know that I'm out with my boys. You know where I am. Where did you go? Where were you? She said, I've been hanging out. That's all she's saying. She ain't telling him nothing more but hanging out. He said, well, go back to where you were hanging out, because guess what? That's the reason I changed my locks, because you're not coming in here. You're not going to do whatever you want to do in this house and come at this time like nothing. She said, let me in the house, man. I pay the bill in the house as whatever. Do you know what the man did with her? He already had her bags packed. He did not only change the locks, he did not plan on letting her back in the house. So he said, you know what, just give me 1 second. He started pulling stuff from the side. I was wondering if he was going to throw something on her or something. The man just reeled her luggage right there. Here you go. There's your stuff. I already packed it for you. You can go back wherever you were, because you're not coming back in this house. No, you're not coming back. You're not going to do this to me. I'm not going to put up with this. And the woman is still staying there. And I'm thinking to myself, no, you know you're wrong for that. Up to now, she didn't tell the man where she was. When he asked her, where did you go? Where were you? All she kept on saying is, I was hanging out. I went out. He said, well, go back wherever you were, because you're not coming back in this house. Sorry. That's why your key does not work anymore. My locks are changed. Take your stuff and you go your way. And I said to myself, you know what? She was wrong for that anyways. How the heck you going to live in a house with a man? Whether you marry or not marry, and you're going to do something like that and think that the man's supposed to be okay with it? Supposing that man had opened the door, bring her in the house and start to beat on her because she's being disrespectful, because you went out and figure, okay, whatever, I'm just going to stay out till the next morning. I don't care. I'm my own woman. What if he had brought you in the house and beat you? You should be glad. The person that talked about it says she should be glad that the man packed her bags and was so nice to do that and give her bags. Instead of saying, just get out of here. I will put your stuff outside. I will burn it. He didn't do that. He packed it in suitcases. Selma said, sounds like he had those locks on speed dial. Possibility, right? You know that you got Walmart that open 24 hours. I'm sure that Lowe's and Home Depot and those places close late as well at night. But they probably got, I think they got 24/7 locksmith. They do. Think about it. If your car break down midnight or even at 2 a.m., you can call the tow truck companies that they don't only do jump starts, they do flat tires, and they do door unlock as well. So I'm sure that they got 24-hour locksmiths, right? Because remember, working at home, I used to work for Ajero, and Ajero handles many different insurances, roadside assistance. So we had the opportunity to work overnight for Ajero if we wanted to take calls overnight. I tried it one time and I said never again, because why? When people break down at night and they need a door unlock or even if they lost their keys, maybe they went to the club, they drank too much, they can't find their key, or they forgot their keys in their car when they got out to go in the club or whatever. When they call you at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. in the morning, let me tell you something. Sometimes nobody's available, meaning, what do you call those people? We used to dispatch it to them, service providers. Sometimes there's no service providers available. They're not answering their phones. Because if you dispatch a call to a service provider and it fails, sometimes those calls are coming to you, those failed calls. And now you got to be calling all these providers to try to get somebody out there. And imagine people break down on the highway at night and they need a tire change or a jump start. They don't even know which highway they're on. They was drinking. They think they just passed exit 30. I can't remember. Can you say something to my phone to locate me? So they got 24-hour locksmiths, trust me. Sophia Middleton Carter said he did his investigation and she didn't know exactly. Because meanwhile, well, she was out having a good time. Only God knows what time she left. But based on what he said, she's been gone all night. She's been gone for all these hours. He already planned for her. He probably figured, you know what? She left here. She had the decency to tell me where she was going or didn't care. Don't worry, I'm going to plan for her. I'm going to give her some time. Clock hit 12. You're not here yet. Guess what? Forget you. I'm calling a locksmith to come and change that lock on that door. You're not coming in. Sorry. So Sophia Minton Carter said one night can't come to lock change. She had to be doing it for a while. Possibility that she's been doing some things and probably kind of sneaky and, you know, that kind of way. Because when the man asked her, where were you? Where were you all these hours? She said, I've been hanging out. I've been out. She did not tell him yet where she was. She did not say, I was at my girlfriend's house. I was out with a friend from work. Nothing like that. She just acted like it was a secret. I was hanging out. You hang out with your friends, so I've been hanging out. The man asked her and asked, and then he said, you know what? No, you're not staying here. Here you go. And I was laughing. Boy, did I laugh, because I couldn't believe that he already had the clothes packed. So that means that while she was out on them hours, that man probably didn't sleep that night, because chances are he probably called a locksmith, and he had the time to pack her stuff as well and put them all nicely packed up for her and tell her you got to go. Selma thinks that this is just not a one-time thing, and it probably is not, right? Because otherwise he would have said, he probably would have been thinking to himself, you know what, you always doing this. I'm sick and tired of you doing this. There probably was other things that she was probably doing that brought him to that place. And he probably say, you know what, I had enough of this. I'm done. No, let me change my locks. When she come back thinking 7 a.m., you rolling up in here? No way. Ain't gonna happen. Not in this life. So, yes, we women, I'm gonna say we women because we're categorizing all women now. Some women, they do some crazy stuff like this and then think that they can just come in and just do as they like. No. And maybe they weren't married, you know what I mean? Because as he was talking and dragging bags, I did not see no ring, no nothing on his finger. And there's many people that are married that don't wear their rings as well. So I don't think that as a married woman that she would do that. Unless they're married without children and she's still young, only God knows. But I thought it was really, really crazy for her to just do that and come and just put a key in at 7 o'clock. What's going to be your explanation for not sleeping home last night? Zero. You don't give it none. So you left the man no other choice. Because God forbid again, if she had come in on that door and went in there, and he was one of those different kind of men that, you know, was tipped off because of what she did, he could have beat her black and blue in that house, smack her up, probably end up kapaying her because she's not giving him no answer and he's upset. So at least the man did the right thing instead of getting himself in more trouble is what I got to say about that one. So yes, my people, I don't know if, like he said to her, when he go out, she know that he's out with his friends. I'm going to hang out with the boys. He said, I don't stay overnight. You never seen me stay overnight one time. But you think that you're so big and bold to just come and do this? and then I'm gonna let you back in my house. No, not today. So unfortunately for her, she will not try that again with another person unless she living at herself and the other person living at their self, right? Because guess what? If that was the case with the two of them, he probably want to know what time she came back to that house, unless he was outside stalking her, right? Sitting in his car waiting to see what time she gonna come back. So it's unfortunate that she will live with a man and go and do something like that. But am I shocked? No, I'm not. Am I surprised? No, I'm not surprised either. Because I'm sure that a lot of stuff like this happens. We just don't hear about some of these things. Margaret F., hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, everyone. Felicia Grant, I see you all in there. So, yes, my people, but it happens. And you know what you call that? Life, right? Because in this life, there's plenty of things that happens and people just move on, period. So that's one of the things that's going to happen to her. What she's going to go and tell her girls now. Can you guys believe that I got back then he was upset? She will go and make it seem now like the man is the problem. She will go and make other people be upset at that man when she's the person in the wrong. Because if he's saying that he never did anything like that by coming back the next morning, then that says it all right there. Yes, my people. Lord have mercy. So, I know if y'all got any friends like that out there, so, but let me tell you, tell them word to the wise, right? Don't make them kind of stupid mistakes or go and do stuff like that. Because imagine if they're not married, just boyfriend and girlfriend. That man, you think that man would even want to marry her? Nah. Even if he even thought about it, he would not want to marry somebody like that can do that. Imagine in marriage, what she gonna do next when he put a ring on it. So Linda Muhammad is saying, good morning, sweet pea. Some people, when you cross them one time, they will dismiss you. And that's true as well. You're right about that. But is it that man's case, right? Because he wasn't talking like if it was, meaning there's probably other things that she did. Maybe not this one, but probably some other stuff as well that led him to that point of packing her bags, is what I'm going to call it, to get him to that place, right? So, yeah. And that man was very cool, calm, and collective, because some of the men would have slapped her up. The moment she stepped foot in that house, they would have been waiting for her, yelling at her, where you went? Where were you? You think that you can do something like this? And they would have just started slapping her up. And that's how a lot of people end up capide, and people don't know what happened to them, what really happened behind the scenes. And it doesn't matter anyways, because, you know, men are not supposed to even be, you know, doing that kind of things to women. But it happens. It really does happen. Yes, my people. So I'm just checking over here. So comments wise, I never pulled no stunt like that in my life. And I never will, because I think those kind of things are crazy. Yes, you and people have arguments, significant other, whether it's a boyfriend or husband, you have arguments. One person leave the house because they're too upset. They just need to go and cool off. And they might just end up going and sitting in their car. They might not even go anywhere or even get in the car, drive their car down the block or somewhere. But all this time, they're just sitting in that car, just hanging out, thinking. Meanwhile, the other person at home probably thinking that they're going to somebody else's house. It's how that goes a lot of times. Because I'm sure that I told you guys about arguments that I had with my ex. And I get in the car and drive from the house because it was too heated. And when you're too heated, sometimes you feel like if you go in another room, the argument can still continue. So there were times, yes, that I did that. I left the house, but I didn't wait overnight, but just went in the car to cool off, whether you went to a friend's house or something like that. I've done that just for the peace. Because I felt like if I stayed, it would have been a continuation of the argument. So, yeah, that man was very wise. So we got to give him a kudos. I'm not going to say that. Some people would think that he was wrong for changing the locks and probably putting her out. But was he really wrong for doing that? No, he was not. In my opinion, he was not wrong for doing that. I think that him packing the bags, I guess he wanted her stuff to be out with her one time. instead of having the back and forth, you know what I mean? So he did the right thing, in my opinion. He did. I don't know if she had part in buying the house, or maybe they were just renting that place that they live at. Possibility, because there's no way that he would have been, that would have been a bought house that they bought together, and then he gonna put her out. No, it was probably an apartment. But Hazel said, thank you for the 200 stars, appreciate it. Hazel said that seems to be her regular behavior. The man had enough, packed her bags and changed the locks. Yes, she seemed to have a behaviors for real, because she had an attitude anyways. When he asked her, where were you? Where were you? She said, I was out. You know, I was out. Like, okay. But she couldn't tell him where she was. When he said, yeah, but where did you go till 7 o'clock in the morning? You out till 7 in the morning? You do it too. You go out too. Like, whatever. But women like that, I got attitude like that. How they expect men to marry them, though? Seriously. Pearline, I see you in there. Sharma, I see you. Welcome, welcome. Women like that, how they expect men to put a ring on their finger? Because the man is watching every behavior that you're having in that relationship already. Your behaviors, your attitudes. When you just say, I'm going out, I'll be back. Right? And I'm not saying that everywhere that you go, you should tell, but you should, to be honest, because guess what? Anything can happen out there. Anything can happen when you leave the house. What if you leave the house and just say, I'll be back? Something happened to you out there. You don't turn up for days. The man going to file a missing person case. What are you going to tell the cops? Well, do you know her whereabouts? Where did she tell you she was going when she leave? Oh, she just said she would be back. You know what I mean? So when you're in a relationship with somebody, truly, you should not have those type of behaviors and tendencies. But Sophia Millington Carter said, if he didn't do, she would think true. You're right about that too. If he didn't do it, she would have think that he's soft. Exactly. She would have done it again. She would have done it again, because she would figure, well, this is okay. Next time I'll go for 2 days and I won't come back, and it will be okay again. Patrina Roberts, welcome, welcome, darling. See you all as you're joining. She would have done it again. And chances are, how does he know that she ended up with another man? How does he know that? How will he be able to go and lay down in the bed with her again to have, you know, sex, not knowing who she's going with or what she's doing out there? No, no, no. She should not even go and badmouth that man and talk bad about him, because her actions was wrong. And instead of asking him nonsense about, so wait, what do you change the laws for? Like, seriously, like, are you for real? You had the common sense to think that if you're going to walk back up in a man's house, whether you're renting or whatever, at 7 a.m., after leaving home the day before, you don't think that he had a right to change the locks? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Because he didn't want you to get back in, period. And he did you a favor too. He packed for you. So just take your stuff and go. And don't do it again. But chances are, again, she will do it again. Because look at her attitude, right? You don't need to know where I went. I was out. I was out. That's it. Karen Willis, I see you in there. Welcome, everyone. So yes, guys, for everyone that's joining now, we're just chatting about another story with a woman. I said another story. Our story on Wednesday was totally different, you know. That was just off the chain. And I'm glad that CC actually came and enlightened us as well about a lot of things, because a lot of things that I did not know about or never heard about. And for anybody that's been in marriages, relationships, whether you're still in it, whether you're out of it, you know how it goes. When arguments break out in the house, some people have many rooms in their house, whether they got their basement or even the top of their floor, because maybe they got that 2-story house. Somebody go upstairs to cool off, be in a room by themselves. The other person stay on the bottom floor. Y'all been there. I'm sure that you have been. And if you have not been there, guess what? You live and you learn, because there's many people that have done it and have went through it many times. But it's unfortunate when you leave and then some crazy thing happen, you know. But Tina Johnson, I see you in there. Good morning, Queens. We feature all the beautiful queens. good morning, darling. I haven't seen your name in a while as well. I'm seeing a lot of names today that I have not seen in a while. So glad to see you all. Caddy, you heard your name and you came, Caddy. Caddy, what you think? I know you would be one to say that the man should not put out the woman. He should not change the locks and leave her out in the cold and get her packed bags. But he was right for doing it. He was right because she was gone for too many hours with no text, no call, nobody know your whereabouts. So yes, when she come back at 7, he had the right to have her bags packed and the locks, the locks already changed. So gotta give us your take on this one, because you might think that the man was wrong for doing that. I have not seen anybody type in here yet about the man being wrong for doing this, because everybody believed that the woman probably was doing these things all along. And I believe so. For that man to get to that place of, okay, you know, this is the first time. Maybe something happened. Maybe her car broke. But if her car broke, she would have called him, right? Maybe she was hanging out with her girls and they probably just fell asleep or something like that. But even so, she would have had to get up and go to the bathroom or something. And she would have been able to text, babe, sorry, I'm still at such and such a friend's house. You know, we fell asleep. It's too late for me to come. I'll come in the morning. Something. She could have sent that man a message and she didn't. But Sophia Millington Carter said people create argument just to do things as well. And you are right also. You are right about that too. They do. I don't believe in that. Me, I am a person that I would just stay quiet. I need to go and argue with nobody. I just stay quiet. Even if you've got plans or you're going to do something, just keep it to yourself and do what you got to do. But instead of going and arguing, you know what I mean? But for me, personally, I was not married to one of them kind of people, because my ex, hey, Jesus, if he want to do something and he asks you your opinion about it and you don't think it's a good idea, or you say, but what if this don't work, or if this happened or whatever, and you're giving your honest opinions and stuff about it, that one, he want you to go along with everything that he come up with, every idea that he come up with, he want you to go along with it. If you don't, then it ends up in an argument. And that's just the kind of person that he was. Thank God, honestly, that the house that we had in Tampa, thank God that it was a 3,500 square feet home. So there were many different rooms that you could just exit to when you don't feel like arguing, or the argument is just getting out of hand or don't make sense. You know what I mean? Just go into one of the kids' room and just be talking with the children in the room, or just do something. So thank God for that. I'm telling you, that's what saved me a lot of times, to be in another space is what I'm going to put it as. That's maybe why the relationship lasted as long as it did to begin with. You know what I mean? Because you just found a way of doing things different than arguing. And that one time that I told you that me and him had an argument that was so big that I got my keys, my bag, and I left and I went to the bank. And that was the same night that I got in the accident. That was because the argument was really big, like big to the fact that even if you went upstairs, you would have still been hearing him downstairs arguing. And at that moment, the children was already upstairs, and I know that children could hear because the argument was so loud. So I decided, you know what, Carol, let me just get my bag and the car keys. Let me just go out. Let me leave. Sherman said, Sweet Peach, are you following up with the sad story about the 11-year-old girl that was found in the pool in Guyana? No, I didn't even hear about that. My heart goes out to the family. It's such a sad story. No, darling. Wow. Sorry to hear that. But I did not hear about that. No. So did the 11-year-old girl drown, or did somebody? Are they saying, Sherman, are they saying like what happened in that case? Like, did the girl drown or somebody? Jesus, Lord have mercy. I ain't hear about that. That didn't even pop up on my wow, that's so sad. I didn't even pop up on my news thing, the news thing that I got. I got 2 news things that give me news daily, but you know that's Guyana, so That's not something that's going to pop up unless somebody shared it with me, and nobody shared it. So I haven't even heard about it, but I'm going to look into that. That's terrible. Wow. I'm curious though. She couldn't have drowned, right? Meaning, is it a case of that Sherman? You let me know. Jesus. Hey, in the pool. So many crazy things going on in this world that we live in now. It's very, very sad and very unfortunate. What? Cecilia Peters says, seems she was sacrificed. It's all over Facebook. Oh my God. You know, the thing about it is, to be honest, you know, by the time I start to work, and then if I come on Facebook during the day, I might just come to post something on my page because I'm working, or I might get a break or something. So I don't have time to venture around, you know what I mean? And then when I get off, I don't even come on Facebook, to be honest. Or if I do, I might just go over there on Angela Noso page or Life Less Scripted. Wow. Seems she was sacrificed. In Guyana? Guyana is doing sacrifice now? Jesus. What the heck? Are y'all serious? Oh my God. Sophie Menton Carter said they say it was a sacrifice. What kind of nonsense this is? So her parents is the one that sacrificed her? Or one of her relatives? Oh my God. What kind of madness is this that going on though? Jesus, Jesus. A sad story indeed. My God. Wow, wow, wow. And not only that, sacrifice for what? Was this sacrifice for money? Somebody tell me more about that. Was it sacrifice for money, or what the hell was it for? This is crazy. And I would never think that no sacrificing kind of stuff would be going on in the islands nor nowhere like that. So I am in shock. Lord have mercy. Somebody send me that if you saw it, because I'm curious. I would listen to it when I get my break. Jesus, Jesus. Cecilia Peters said, alleged owner of the hotel. But so why is an 11-year-old girl? Were they living at the hotel? Were they visiting the hotel? Oh my God, give me a little bit more, cause oh Jesus! Or send me the link on WhatsApp or something. Mildred, I see you in there, darling. You're late, I know, darling. Thank you for still joining in. Appreciate you. But Sophie Menton Carter is saying that long time I hear they're doing it. What? And what? Seriously? Oh my God, Peggy, have you heard anything about that? Jesus, Jesus. Well, I wanna read more about that and hear more about it, because why was she in a hotel unless they were living in a hotel or visiting a hotel? I'm curious. Beverly Rice, I see you. Welcome everyone. So Sophia Menton is saying, Cecilia said what? The hotel was burnt, plus the owner's house. What the heck? What kind of madness is this here? Now, Sophia is saying a hotel that people stay at more than one time. It happened there in Guyana. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, Lord Jesus. But what would they be sacrificing the people for? Like, was it for money? Go to Garden. Hey, I got to screenshot that name. Go to Garden Mosley page. I got to screenshot that because I never heard about that person's page. I'll screenshot it. I'll check that out when I get lunch. Oh my God. That's crazy as heck. But in Guyana, I would think that something like that happened in America or UK or someplace like that. What these people know about sacrificing? They into them kind of things now? Lord have mercy. And don't get me wrong. I know that there's countries that are into voodoo and all these kind of things, because there was this woman that used to work with us she was from Haiti, and she was working with us at the beauty salon in New York, and she always used to be talking stuff like that when people make her mad or upset or something or whatever. She always be talking about doing stuff to people. Okay, all families were there. So who sacrificed the girl then? Was it one of her parents or relatives? I'm curious about that. And then what did they sacrifice her for? Was it for money or some other nonsense? Jesus. Look, that's crazy. I never knew about no sacrificing nothing until I heard it from people who live in Africa that mentioned it to me. You know what I mean? About these women and these girls that they were using for sacrifice, and they tell you a little bit about stories and things that happen. Hazel, when did you send it? Meaning, did you send it now, or cause I didn't see that? Okay, all right, I see it. Thank you. Lord have mercy. Appreciate that. Jesus, take the wheel. I am so shocked. I know that when we were in the Guyana, right? When I told you that we went staying at people's house, and then we weren't really comfortable, right, with the living situation where we were, but we decided we were gonna go to a hotel. But we had heard some stories about the hotels in the Georgetown area and wherever. And because we heard about certain story, we were scared. So we decided not to go. We just decided to stay where we were, even though we couldn't sleep at night. Because I tell you that those the people's house, they had like a ledge like across the bedroom area. And there used to be these big rats that were across the ledge. And why we were scared is because one of the children that live at the house had like one piece of their finger was bit. And when we asked how the child got that, the mother said that the rat bit the child's finger. And we were like, so obviously we got scared, you know what I mean? So we wanted to go to a hotel after the first night, because as we were laying down in the bed, we saw these big rats running over the thing. We could not sleep that night. I'm telling you, we were young. We were only about 14, 15. Well, me, the person that went with me, she was a little bit older, maybe 3 years older. And every night that we stayed at that place, we could not sleep. That's why we wanted to go to the hotel. But we heard the stories about hotels there in Guyana, and we decided we ain't going, because that might be even more dangerous. Sharma said, yes, she was reported missing for 24 hours. Wow. She was found dead floating in the pool after family searched the same hotel and pool and didn't find her, but her body showed up in the same pool yesterday. What the hell? What? So that means somebody took her from the hotel, or probably had her in one of the hotel rooms doing whatever they wanted to do, and then put her in the pool. Oh my God, that's terrible. That thing give me cold chills. Foul player here said, okay, has to be. My God, I'm just shocked for me because of where I'm hearing it happen, And I mean, crime is all over the world, all over. Okay, Sophia says someone else. The news say, Jesus. Mildred is saying my nephew does listen with and was a topic, and that word have him always. You're pounding Lamby. You're pounding Lamby, Lord Jesus. Ah, my God. Okay, Sharma say yes, that is on top of the news. Yeah, I'm gonna watch the one that Hazel sent, and then my God. That's so terrible. But do you know, well, I guess I'll listen to what they're saying, because I'm curious to find out what was she sacrificed for? Like, what was the reason? That's so terrible. And I know, again, that a lot of things happen all over the world, even in the island where I come from, and we don't hear about everything. You know what I mean? I think some might even send me a video a week and a half ago, and I sent it to my brother. Somebody else that live in Canada who's a Bajan sent it to me. And she says, shame that Barbados allowed this to happen, or for this person to get through. It was a video where somebody came, I think they came to the US or UK or whatever, and they had so much amount of, oh God, was it marijuana or some sort of drugs, that was stuck hiding in a wheelchair. and they passed through the Beijing airport and came to the country. I think they probably came to America. Obviously, they can't get through the country with that kind of crap, but they got in the country at the airport. So the president was saying shame that Barbados allowed this to get through, to stick through the cracks. They ain't got enough technology or what. Or maybe there's somebody was paid, but it was in a wheelchair. They had it all hidden in a wheelchair. And I sent it to my brother after I saw it because I was shocked. And he go like, yeah, this is crazy, man. Because he probably knew about it, but oh God. I said, wow. Ruby, I see you. Welcome, Carolyn Cox. I see you in there. I said, Lord have mercy. That was a shocker for me. Seeing that one with the Beijing thing, but now this Guyana thing is even Jesus. Myrtle Williams says, Simply Sweet Peas, your family was there for an outing. It has a swimming pool, so people always go there to a fun day. Okay, the owner are responsible for the child's death. She was there with about 20 family members. What? And this was the third incident happened there. Oh my God. I do hope you have the different footage to see what went on. Well, yeah, I'm gonna check that out because I'm just like, oh my God. Sorry guys. I'm trying to figure out, when you hear about things like this, you want to read more, right? That's so sad. My God. And you want to tell me that this is the third incident that happened there. Why are the authorities doing nothing? You want to tell me that they allowed 2 different incidents to happen at the same hotel and then shutting down that place or holding people accountable, even the owner of the hotel? Come on. Sorry. Something is not right. Something is not right there. Yvette Carter said the hotel was set on fire after the fact, right? After this girl, the 11-year-old, was found, it was set on fire. Well, I'm going to say good. Because that's what I'm saying now. Like, why they ain't shut this down? You want to tell me one incident happened, then another incident occurred, and you're going to wait for more incidents to continue to happening? That hotel had to be shut down investigating. You understand? From the first time that something happened, okay, we know that people travel all over the world and things happen. People go missing. Then they turn up many days or months or whatever later. But from the time that the second incident happened at the hotel, no. That would have been shut down. And Grant, I see you in there. That's just really terrible. Sophia says, seems like the poor getting paid. That's what I'm saying. What the hell is going on? It don't make no sense. Who's paying who? Who's getting some money under the table there that is allowing this kind of nonsense to go on? And then I want to listen to it because I'm curious to find out what was she sacrificed for. What the hell going on? Jesus. Lord have mercy. Golly. That hotel is a bad rap, boy. No. From the time I heard that something happened at that hotel, whether it was a death, there's no way that I'm even going to that damn hotel. And if I take children at that hotel, then children ain't going to be out my sight. Because if my children go out my sight and I hear about these things happening, anything could happen. Even if the child just running go and get ice, no. Let an adult go and get ice if the government, the machine or whatever, no. How that child get out them sight to begin with? Never hear about the things that happen at that hotel. Sophia said, but if evidence in there is gone true, they should have waited to search to find more evidence. Well, true. And I wonder who set the hotel on fire. Did the family members turn around and set the hotel on fire? Or was it people on the outside that figured that this hotel is just a bad rap for the country? It's just terrible. Hazel said, but they burned down the evidence before forensic investigating. And the question is now, who burned the hotel? Was it the ones that are in on this, that are gaining from it, that burned the hotel? Possibility. Right? Because that sounds like inside jobs that are being done. They're getting money. People getting money under the table and all these kind of things. Well, good riddance. They shouldn't let that owner build no other hotel. They should hold him accountable for questioning. Because the question is, do the hotel have cameras? Cameras that they can see, like a lot of hotels got cameras, right? They can see the outside of the building, what's going on around their building. All those are things that should have been investigated from the first time that thing happened over there. Unless that first one was in a room. But Selma saying simply to Peach, when you are leaving the country, Barbados, with suspicious activities, they will let you go, but they would alert the country you are going to be landing in. Really? I think that is how they works, but I stand to be corrected. Well, they shouldn't even be doing it like that. If it already seems suspicious, if that person is from Barbados, then yes, they should have. That I don't know. I don't know how it went. If the person was just, if they had just went to Barbados to visit, I'm not sure. But I just saw it was just one of those little short clip videos that the woman sent me, and I was like, what the heck? Jesus, take the wheel. Hey, but this one here, so now it's just got me in a. Here's a say angry community set fire allegedly. Well, I can understand how they would be very angry, definitely. Especially that this is the third incident that happened over there now. 11-year-old child. Come on. No, they got to figure out. Well, I mean, will they even know? Will they even know what she was sacrificed for? Or do they even know the people that are doing these things? What? Yvette Carter said they said the camera is not working. Lord Jesus, take the wheel. Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? If they're doing dirty business over there, foul play and stuff like that, of course the camera's not going to be working. Because if the cameras went bad a while ago, they're not going to fix them either. Because they know what they're doing. And the kind of stuff they got going on over there. And then the question is, Doreen, I see you. I see you all as you're joining. And then the question is, were the other two... whether it were death or incidents that happened there, was it also suspected sacrifices as well? Sophia said, yes, that's how it works, especially in there in transit. My God, my God. Jem said, the annoyed villagers, after the child was found, burned it down. They said the cameras were not working. They shouldn't have burned it yet, to be honest. Like, you know, I mean, they know cameras anyways. Yes, they can search that place for evidence, but who's to say that they were going to find any, right? Because whoever did that, I'm sure that they already covered their tracks. They already covered their tracks. You know, it might be somebody that they had coming from the outside to do certain things. Or, oh, God, it's terrible. Violet, I see you in there. I see you all. Okay, so Rose May say it was on a flight from Barbados, hey, and they let the person through, but was picked up in the UK. Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying, that I couldn't remember if it was UK or USA, because that was about, maybe it's almost 2 weeks now. I said a week and a half, but I think it was probably 2 weeks now since the person sent me that. It's so sad. Yes, Myrtle, you're right. Money and power runs things. True. It's a lot going on in our beautiful country. I cried yesterday when they found the child. It was a real sad day in Guyana. My God. They said the hotel cameras was not working. Yeah, that's really sad. But at least, they can examine that child body, see if they also probably abuse that child, essay her. Oh, it's so sad. My God. It's terrible. They just give their own countries. A lot of times when the people that are in the country live in, they also give the country a bad rap, a bad name as well. It's terrible. Janice Joseph, I see you in there, darling. Love you too. Thank you, thank you. It gives the country a bad rap because then people hear about these things. They don't want to go and travel there, you know what I mean? And if Mahmoud will, thank you. Love you too, love you all. If I told you guys that when I went there, I was probably between 14 and 15, right? And that's so many doggone years ago. And we were already hearing things. Even when we wanted to go shopping to the Georgetown, They will tell you, oh, when you go shopping there, just be careful, hold your bag tight, this and that, because all kind of things going on, and we didn't research. We were young, and we were invited by a woman. I told you that her husband was working in Barbados, and she came to visit him, and that's how we got to know her and so forth, because the husband was already there. She's the one that invited us to come to Guyana because we're going to go there and buy this gold. And we heard that the gold in Guyana is so cheap and all of this stuff. So we didn't really do no research. But only when we got there then and we started to hear all these things is when we started getting like, oh my God, like Jesus, why did we decide to come here for a whole week? You know what I mean? Or maybe I think it was more than a week. But we were wanting to go back from the second day. We were already wishing that we could go back home, but it wasn't that easy. Cecilia, I want to read. Cecilia that her face, legs, and hand had burn marks and cotton stuff in her nose. What? What the heck? Cece, why you copying me with blue today again?
Unbelievable.
Uh,
Why are you wearing blue?
why are you copying me with blue? I woke up before you.
No, I
Yes,
I am already in my business place. It's already afternoon here.
but I woke up way earlier. I was up 6 to something. It was not afternoon for you yet. You were still at home trying to decide what to wear. I'm just kidding.
It had long been afternoon. It
Oh
had
God.
long been afternoon. What is the local time now? Let me see.
Right.
Why are you mean? It's almost 1:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Yes.
9:10.
Good morning,
Okay.
everyone. Good morning,
Sorry,
CP.
darling.
Hope you're
Morning.
doing well.
Yes, darling.
Mm, you're doing well.
I
Hi,
am.
cousin Selma. Hi, cousin
Mm.
Peggy. Hi, cousin Hazel. I hope you're all doing well. All the cousins in the house, although I cannot see Sweet Peach. Hi, cousin Sweet Peach.
Hello, cousin Cece. I see you. That's what you say. You can't see me. How do you know that I'm wearing blue then? Mm-hmm. Oh, gee. On your other phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
All right.
I was already listening to you anyway, so it's
Yes.
all right.
Thank you,
It's
darling.
okay. Yeah, it's okay. How are you doing? How is everyone,
Ah,
anyways?
Lord have mercy. We're here. We're here. Everything that's going on around the world, we're here. Thank God.
I know that story is so deep. It's so traumatizing, honestly.
It
Hi,
is.
cousin Yvette. How are you?
It really is.
It is very traumatizing. I have nothing to say about it. I'm just listening. Hello, Teresa, cousin. How are you? I'm
Hmm.
just listening. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
World, the world is such a deep place, isn't it?
Yeah. You are right.
Yes, the world is such a deep place until you travel. And nowadays
True.
you don't even have to. Nowadays you don't even have to travel in uh, in flesh. You
Yeah.
can travel in spirit or in thoughts. And we are all here traveling in thoughts. I
I'm
have
telling
been
you.
Yes, I have been to Barbados and back. I have been to Jamaica and back. I have been to New York and all of your states. I have been to cousin Natalie around in Australia. I've been to all of you and back. So yeah,
Yeah.
hmm and we get to learn so much from
Yeah.
how deep the world is and how people are doing things in
Yeah.
little in their little corners, and it's affecting big parts of the world.
True.
It's very crazy.
You
Good
are right. It
morning, cousin Jenny. Yes, it's crazy. It's crazy. But like they say, we just own the little piece of where we are,
Yeah.
and we make it what we can,
True.
because
You are right.
we cannot own the whole world or tell the whole world what to do, where to do, how to do.
Exactly.
We just maintain our own little space that I am maintaining now, and that's it.
And that's it.
That story. hmm, I don't even want to go deep into it because it will make you traumatized. It will make you start telling your children, "Don't do this, don't do that, don't go there, don't make that,"
Yeah.
and then yeah. The
But
fear will
I mean,
just
but you have to anyways. Meaning, I know you say it will start telling your children, don't go there, don't do that. But the world that we're living in now, you have to tell them anyways. You know, because they gotta be aware and be alerted.
be alert.
Yeah.
Yes, always in life. You have to always be alert of if every time your whole environment at
Mm-hmm.
any time of your life.
Yeah.
Yes, but you have to be alert at any time of your life. Yes, but otherwise,
Because when
how do you
when I'm thinking about it, CC, because I'm trying to think, how did they get how did they get this child to begin with from the beginning? How did they get her? How did they grab her? You know what I mean? That's my thought of why I'm saying you have to tell your children about certain things because somebody even just going to the corner at the street or going to the pool to play with other kids is not even safe anymore. You know what I mean? It's not safe.
how old is the child?
11.
11. Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, sweetie. I don't know. I don't want to open wounds because children getting missing in this part of the world.
Yeah.
This country is number one.
Mm,
You you know that?
no. York, UK?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
I would think that America, US was number
No,
one. Right.
no. This country is number one. Children
Mm,
can children can even get lured out of their houses by people, adults telling them that your parents are mean. They groom them. And then one day just tell them, you can go and live in London on your own without anybody.
hmm.
Yes,
Mm.
they tell them that. Children
Yeah.
will believe. They will believe everything or anything you tell them. They come.
Hmm.
Yes. You will hear that two children got missing in so and so place, and they were last
Mm-hmm.
seen entering a bus from so location to so
Right.
location, and that's it. You never hear from them
True.
again. Never. And this was the country where
Mm.
I will never forget when I first came. I just came abroad, or I was new abroad in my first
Yeah.
5 years. This is a country I came to visit, and there was a story about a child where the ice cream truck came. The mother
Mm.
sitting on the window watching. The ice cream truck came, and the mother said, "Okay, go and buy." And
Yeah.
the child came out, went around the truck to buy. The ice cream truck drove off minutes later, and the child never returned till this day.
Wow. Oh
I'll
my God.
never forget. So I never want to even open wounds
Yeah.
of those kind of stories.
Right.
It's
Right.
a very, very famous story where the family went for holiday.
Mm-hmm.
The son, the father left the two children in the house, in the room, sleeping in the apartment. It was a hotel apartment.
Yeah.
They left the two children in the bedroom sleeping, and they went to have a chat outside for a drink. Some hotel apartments have places where you can all come and gather and sit around
Yeah.
in a yard or beside the pool and have an
Mm.
adult evening.
Right.
Those parents came back, and one of the children was gone
What?
till this day. Yes.
Wow.
A
One of
neighbor,
them.
yes, a passerby said that he heard the child crying, but he didn't see the child. Up till this
What?
day is over 20 years ago.
Oh.
Nothing,
Wow.
nada. Yes. So
Mm.
stories like that, the UK is the master of those stories. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why people like me, when I had my kids,
Yeah.
even in the Netherlands, you can have a case here and there, but UK, up to today, you can hear of children being missing. Although nowadays they do get found because of the CCTV everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes, they do get found. They can, if they want to find it, yes, if they pass in areas, especially in London.
Yeah.
In London, there are CCTVs everywhere. Look, there's a CCTV right there.
Okay, okay.
And there's one when you're entering the street.
Mm,
So, and I have two. See,
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, I see.
You have to put cameras everywhere, because
Mm,
it's not to spy on people.
right,
It's it's just should in case a crime happens,
right,
you can
right.
be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
Tell you,
So,
it's the same.
so almost all the buildings there have the CCTV cameras? No?
Not all, but a lot
Okay,
of buildings,
okay.
quite a lot. In London, I would tell you, in London,
Mm-hmm.
yes, about 60 to 70% of the neighborhoods have neighborhood watch cameras.
Okay. Wow.
But I can tell you, those cameras they don't follow up on it. The police do not follow up on it.
Mm,
No,
wow, that's crazy.
they do not follow up on it at all. Do you know why I can tell you that they do not follow up on it? We lost a whole van, a brand new van, 9 months old van.
What?
Yeah,
I mean, lost it like it was part and somebody stole it?
yes, somebody drove it away.
What?
Yeah. Mhm. Yes.
So you want to me that the camera ain't see the person that went to the vehicle?
Yes, the camera did see the people that took the vehicle.
Oh,
But where are you going to see them?
well, true, true. What the heck? Wow,
Yeah, where are you going to see
that,
them?
that's
Where is the police
true.
going to find them?
Shh.
Yeah, where are they
Mm-mm.
going to see them? Yeah, now let's say my camera picks up on a crime
Yeah,
and I see the face of the people and I take it to the police. So where is the police going to track these
we're
people
gonna
down?
track them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's mega
Mm,
cities. This is what happens between mega
mm,
cities, smaller
yeah,
cities. The crime that we're explaining, is it a crime that happened on the islands?
yeah. The one with a girl. Yeah.
Yeah, and they brought the girl to New York.
No, 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 no. That was a different. That
Oh,
one with the person that came through with a wheelchair to the UK that had drugs. That was something different.
okay, okay, yeah,
No, she's in Guyana. This happened in
oh,
Guyana.
okay. These are mega cities. In mega cities, mega crimes,
Wow.
mega crimes happen in mega cities.
Mm-hmm.
That's why sometimes when I see children walk, I'm so used to caring that when I see children walking around, like if I just see a child,
Yeah.
sometimes like in this corner, there is a road, a very busy road in that corner there. And
Mm-hmm.
see um children come from that corner without their parents. Straight
Wow.
away my eyes are there. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
I have to go. My sweetheart is here.
Oh, the
Bye.
family. Okay, Cece. Cece, tomorrow, Peggy says, Cece, remember that you started a conversation
Oh
Monday,
yes, I'm
but
going
you
to
were
find
not
you.
finished.
Yes.
Simply CP said we'll continue Wednesday, but you came kind of late. We'll do that tomorrow, would be
Yes.
better when it's freestyle, Peggy. I
Yes.
know the
Hi.
conversation she's talking about. Bye-bye. Tell all the family say hello. She's Peggy, you're talking about the old ladies or old women story. I think that's the one that you mean. Yeah, because CC during the week, like when I come so early, it's not easy for CC. She's working already, but I know exactly what you're talking about. So tomorrow on the freestyle, we'll have more time to talk about that. For CC to talk about that at least, because for me, it don't bother me. Meaning, I need when I say don't bother me, old, young, whatever, don't bother me. That's the least of my our worries. I'm gonna say that's the least of our worries about who said we old or from who said this. I don't even worry about them things, darling. I really don't. That's not what makes the world go around. Is it depending on if you're gonna breathe or not? No, because I told you already. There's some people that are younger than us that they still didn't make it here today. They're already gone. You know what I mean? I'm sure a lot of people that went to school with you, classmates, friends, a lot of them already gone, already from off this earth. You know what I mean? So if you are here still and you make it to the old age that you're at, it's a blessing. Be thankful to God for that. because a lot of people did not make it, right? But I'm gonna go. My people is 8:40. I'm gonna read about that story. Hazel already sent me that link. And yeah, maybe we'll touch base on that a little bit more tomorrow. Let me see what I read. And I just, it's already sad. And I know sometimes we don't like to read those kind of sad things, but it's things that happening in the world, and you should be aware. You should be alerted because you got children, you got grandchildren, and even for yourself as well. Because if you think that they might not take you for the rituals or to do whatever, they might. You know what I mean? All depends on what they're looking for. My God, it's terrible. Sometimes it seems like you don't even want to go out the house anymore because of all the madness and stuff that's going on out there in the world. But you can't live isolated either, like you're in jail. You still have to do things and live life. But thank you so much to everybody that joined in this morning. Thank you to everybody send the stars, share the video, just being here, interacting. And Peggy said they track big crimes from CCTV. That's what helps to find the KILLER of the insurance CEO in US. And yeah, you're right. Some people do track and, find people based on the cameras or whatever, but like CC was saying, not everybody gonna do it. Not every country gonna do it. And sometimes they got so many different things that are happening and different crimes that they probably can't even keep up with everything that's going on. You know what I mean? But this one that happened in Guyana for sure, I'm not surprised that the cameras were not working. I'm not surprised, you know what I mean? Because it's either that the cameras went bad, they decide not to fix it because they know that they got illegal or different activities that going on there that nobody should be able to find on camera anyways. So that's why they do a lot of things. So that's just the way it is. All right, my people, enjoy your day, and I will see you all tomorrow morning by the grace of God on the freestyle.